to your Science Virtual Classroom. I'm Mrs. Grossman, and today we're going to be talking about mass and volume. First, I want you to look into this PowerPoint. We're going to go over some of our pre-lab questions, along with a couple of vocabulary words. Today for science, we are going over volume and mass. Today's objective: I will be able to understand and explain how to find volume and mass. Today's Indiana State Standard covered will be to describe and measure the volume and mass of a sample of a given material. What is volume? Volume is the amount of space that a substance or object occupies or that is enclosed within a container. Examples of these are a cup of water, a pint of milk. Sometimes you find it in milliliters, or if you're finding it of a 3D object, it could be in centimeters cubed. So if you look in this picture right here, it shows that this group of people started with 50 cc's of water. So you can look right here. So this part right here is called a meniscus. This is the meniscus of the water, so it means where you are going to measure. So right here, the lower part is where you measure. That's how we get to 50. They're going to put these cubes, these Unifix cubes, into the graduated cylinder and see how much the volume is. So they put them in this one, and we can see that it's now to 60 cc's of water. In order to find the volume, you're going to take the new amount of water, so the 60, and you're going to subtract it by what you had at first, which was 50. So 60 minus 50 cc's is 10 cc's. So we know the volume of the Unifix cubes is 10 cc's. What is mass? Mass is the measurement of the amount of water or stuff in an object. The mass we will be finding will be in grams. Another way to think of mass is thinking about how much it weighs. For example, a basketball's mass is 500 grams. Alright, so we're going to do a lab today about volume and mass, and so we're going to start with volume first. So first off, I have this tub of water, and you can see the different lines. So each of these lines equals 1 liter. So we are currently at 12 liters. So you can see it right here. It's called the meniscus of the water, and that's where the water meets where the line is. And so that's how we know how far up it is. So it's currently at 12 liters. We're going to find the volume of this deflated soccer ball first, and we're going to see what happens when we stick it in the water. First, we are going to find the volume of the deflated soccer ball. So I'm going to set it in here gently to make sure that I'm not pushing the water all around, and we can look at the line and see what happens. You can see here that with the deflated soccer ball, it stays at the relative same amount of water that was in there previously, which was 12 liters. Now that we found the volume of a deflated soccer ball, let's go ahead and look at the volume of an inflated soccer ball and see if it has a different volume. Now I'm going to gently place this inflated soccer ball into the water because I don't want to spill or splash any of the water out. And remember, we were at 12 liters before, so let's see where it's at now. So you just need to count by the different lines on the tub. So you can look, we were at 12, which is right here, and we're about halfway between, so we're about at 12.5 liters. So you can find the volume of pretty much anything. So we could say that we want to find the volume of this teeny tiny carrot. But if I would put it in here, the water would not move very much. So it would be really hard to find the actual volume of this tiny carrot. So instead, we can put the carrot inside of this tiny little test tube. And if you look here, it only has 2 milliliters of water. So if I would put the carrot inside, it would show the actual displacement of the water moving up. Now we're going to find the volume of this little carrot. So again, since it's smaller, we have to use a smaller tub in order to find the volume. So I'm going to stick the carrot in here. It's a little harder to not splash the water. But you can see that we started at 2 milliliters and we're now at 2.5 milliliters. So after finding the volume of a soccer ball and a carrot, we could talk about the volume of this Sloth Funko Pop. It doesn't have a very heavy mass because it's pretty light. So if I put it in here, it probably wouldn't displace or move the water very much. On the other hand, we have this Mountain Dew can, which is completely full. It's not open. And it's about the same size as this Funko Pop. Although this one is a lot heavier than the Funko Pop. So if I were to put this into the water, it would displace or move the water a lot more, causing a higher volume. So now let's go in and look at the mass of a carrot and a soccer ball. Now we're going to talk about mass. Mass is a little simpler than finding volume. If you remember from the slide previously with our vocabulary words, mass is the amount of matter that is in an object, which is also known as its weight. So, an easy way to find mass is to take an object, so like the carrot that we already found the volume of, and we set it on to find its weight. So this carrot weighs 14 grams. Now let's find the mass of the deflated soccer ball. So we're going to set it on here. And we can look, and it tells us that it's 431 grams. We're going to find the mass of the inflated soccer ball, but there's something different about this one. Since we inflated it, it's now a ball, and balls like to roll. So if we were to set it on here, it's going to roll off. So one thing that we need to do differently is we're going to use this cap, which will hold the soccer ball on. And so if you look here, we put the cap on and it says that the cap is 10 grams. But we don't want the weight of the cap, we want the weight of the soccer ball only. So we're going to hit this little 0 button, and it takes it to 0. It takes it all the way out, and we won't know the weight of this cap with the soccer ball. So in order to find the mass, we're going to set this on here. And then you can look, and we know that the inflated soccer ball is 428 grams. Now that we've gone through volume and mass together, there is a worksheet that I have attached that you will go through step by step in finding volume and mass of the items that we have already done. At the very end, there is a question that you need to find volume and mass of an object in your home. The directions are on the worksheet. If you need any help, feel free to message me and I will help you as much as I can. See you next time.